Hello, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi! I was gifted this mould from a friend. It was on my Amazon wish list for a while after I'd seen Tracy at Miniscenes GB do it, and I was like, oh, I like that, I really like that. And so when I got it through the post, Happy Mail, I was so chuffed. I love it. It's a great mould. I just think it's really pretty. Simple but pretty. And now I've done it, it's all covered in my tiny stuff. It's just full of tiny stuff. I'm a messy sod. So yeah, I got my mica in the wrong place. And I started using a little brush. It was a bit rough, so I had to change that brush, which is what I'm doing now. I'm getting my air off with myself because I got the wrong one. And I do apologise about the extreme close-up. I don't know what I was thinking. And I'm using purple mica to... What I originally was going to do was do parts of it purple, so then the black resin that I'm going to put in would show through different parts. But then I decided against that and just covered the whole thing in purple. It's a really nice purple. And I think it's chameleon. No, it's not chameleon. There's a colour shift though, I think. Oh god, I can't actually remember which one I used. But yeah, I cover it all up in purple, and obviously I'm off camera as usual because I just got carried away in what I was doing and weren't actually checking the camera. It's easy to put on with a nice makeup brush. I say nice, it's just a cheap thing. But I do burnish it on properly afterwards with a blusher brush. Makeup brushes are the best things when it comes to putting mica on. They are really good. It doesn't matter if they're cheap or expensive, it just goes on a lot easier than a paintbrush. So I've coloured it all in, and now I'm burnishing it on, making sure it's all nice and shiny and it's got in all the nooks and crannies. And I don't waste anything, as you can see. I just took it off my mat to make sure I got the rest on. But I've noticed this bit here, which I hadn't noticed when I opened the packet. There's a fault in the actual mould. So I thought it might have been a bit of grease or something, but when I wiped it away, it was still there. So I'd go over it again, and you can see it's quite prominent. So I put a couple of layers of powder on and just try and dab it on this time. And I was hoping it hadn't come through when I put the mica in, but it does, but you can barely see it. It's not an issue. So yeah, it doesn't show up very well. I think I can see it because I'm looking for it when it's finished. I'm turning it back inside the right way, and I'm going to clean up the star and the circle around the middle, just to be able to get my gold nail powder in. So I'm using alcohol spray and cotton buds, Q-tips as we call them in the UK. And I spray it onto the actual paper wipes rather than keep spraying each individual bud. That way I can just keep picking it up and wiping it off, picking it up, wiping it off. And it does do a good job, but I do have to keep putting a little bit on the wipe every now and again because it does dry up quite quickly. And I try and use as much of the cotton bud as possible, so I'm not wasting. But they won't get wasted anyway because I'll use the cotton bud sticks for my miniatures, because they're made out of bamboo. They're all, naturally sourced, so they're not plastic anymore, which is good. But yeah, I'm cleaning it all out, and as you can see, it starts to pull into places, so I have to really scrape at it. And I'm putting my gold in just to highlight the star and the rim around. And I will be putting in some black acrylic ink into my resin so then I can get it to go a nice black. I also add in some green glitter. It doesn't show through the purple very well, which it wouldn't expect it to, but the bottom it gives a lovely little emeraldy black. It's nice. I like it anyway. And you'll see at the end how messy I am. Oh dear. I don't look at what I'm doing properly. I'm terrible for it. So I'm nearly done here, and then I'll burnish this bit on using my blusher brush again, and I'll pour in my resin. But I'll show you first that I put the green glitter in and black. That looks really nice. So I've got my black, and that's the alcohol ink, acrylic ink, sorry, and I'm just dumping some green glitter in now, which now I think about it, it's nearly Christmas and I'm a bit of a Grinch fan. I should really have saved that glitter. I've got a bit left. I'll use it on something, I'm sure. I already have a Christmas craft in mind for the collab for Tracy, and I'm halfway through that as we speak. So yeah, this looks lovely in there. And I don't know why I decided to tip the pot, because all I did was pour half of it over the side. That's why I said I'm a messy so-and-so. I mean, look at that. I didn't even notice at this point. It weren't until I stopped emptying the pot out that I looked at it and thought, oh, what did you do that for? Seriously, messy. And you'll see my hands are wet at some point, and it's not resin that's on my hands. It is just by picking up the wipe, because I'm constantly wiping my hands just in case. But I'm very careful not to get it on my hands. I don't wear gloves, although I do recommend you do wear gloves. Don't be me. I find it really hard to feel with my fingertips because I've got neuropathy, and I end up throwing things around if I can't feel them properly, which is why I use the harder plastic cups rather than silicone cups, because the silicone cups are just too flimsy. Yeah, I'm giving it a bit of a swoosh round just to make sure it fits in all the, I'm going to say corners, but it's round. The angles will do. And I'm giving it a smoosh, a bish bash bosh, just to get any bubbles that might be trapped in the angles. And it's not full enough, so I have to make some more, and you'll see that done. You won't see me doing it. And here it is, the final result. And obviously there's bits of resin everywhere. And that's paint. I've just been doing something else. I decided to take my nail varnish off, do something else craft wise. So I've got paint up my nails, paint on my hands. I can't keep clean. So now I'm undoing it, and to be honest, with my hands it was a bit of a struggle at first, but once you get that initial suction off, brilliant, absolutely brilliant, came off like a dream. You know, you just roll it over, job's a good one. It looks really nice at the bottom, like a black green. I don't think the camera's doing it much justice, but you can just see a little bit of gold where I've missed it, where I hadn't cleaned it up properly. But in the light you do see the black and green sort of twinkle. It does twinkle nicely. And yeah, I can't see it from there, the little what do you call it, bit of mistake on the actual mould, but when I actually looked properly and had a good search for it, I could find it. But like I said, it's not an issue. And I was faffing with it, trying to figure out whether I should put skulls on it. Now, I've been using my little leftovers, making up little skulls. And I just kept looking at it thinking, does this need something else? So I started playing with skulls that I've made. And I thought, pink one? Nah, too pink. Maybe a glow-in-the-dark one? Nah. I couldn't figure out whether I should put something on it or not. It was missing something. So I decided in the end to trim it up. So I'm going to put some pictures up, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I shall catch you in the next one. Bye bye.
In a world of shadows, light does sing. Goth unicorn with a blackened wing. Happy she dances under moonlit nights.